Jefferson County 911.
Yes, I'm a teacher at Columbine High School. There is a student here with a gun. He has shot out a window. I believe one shot. I've been
Columbine High School.
I don't know what's in my shoulder. If it was just a last week or what.
Okay, has anybody been injured, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the school is in a panic, and I'm in the library. I've got students down under the table, kids. Heads under the table. Kids are screaming. Some of the teachers.
911, where is your emergency?
Robbery at 2240.
Okay.
Robbery at 2240.
Give me a description, ma'am. We have
Okay, white Lincoln Town car, four-door Lincoln Town car.
Okay, white Lincoln Town car, four-door?
Yeah, I'm on the phone with them. Yeah, they heading towards,
Okay, ma'am, did they have guns?
They had guns, yes, they shot.
They shot? They discharged the guns?
They shot the guns, yes. I
need a description, ma'am. Which way?
I'm a gun advocate. I'm actually a lifetime member of the NRA. I think guns are an essential part of the Constitution, Second Amendment.
It's already been demonstrated and proven a number of times that people who don't obey the law and are hell-bent on violating the law or creating damage or shooting a lot of people aren't going to obey the law in the first place. You're making people who decide to do the right thing and obey the law, and you're turning them into victims. That's dangerous. It's naive, and it's stupid. Gun-free zones don't work. If you're not going to effectively put up preventative measures such as metal detectors or have cops at every entrance, gun-free zones don't do anything but make victims of the people who abide by its laws. Plain and simple.
How's your opinion about the gun control?
My point of view on gun control is that there need to be more restrictions, and it can't be easy for people to get weapons that are not necessary for either hunting or protection. I think that in American culture, it's not feasible to take away all guns. I don't think it's necessary for somebody to be owning like an AK, for example. That, for me, I don't believe that's something that is necessary. Maybe a handgun or a hunting rifle, things like that, fine for those purposes, and for protection, but you don't need automatic weapons. There's no point of it.
How's your opinion about the gun control?
I'm for strict gun control laws. I believe that if you have a gun, that you've had a criminal reference check, that you have to register your gun, and that you have to provide adequate storage for your gun. That includes lockage, things like that. If you can provide all of those things, then I feel guns for recreational hunting use are fine, but in no way should you have a law that allows you to have concealed weaponry. Absolute nonsense, home security. Guns do not give you home security. Guns actually, I don't know the statistic, but there are very strong statistics out there that show you if you have a gun, you are many, many more times, and again, I can't tell you the exact, many, many more times it's going to actually be used against you and not for you.
How's your opinion about the gun control?
My point of view is that if you were raised like I was in a city where there is occasionally violence and crime, that the experiences I have with guns are in the use of crime and violence. They're not in the use of like shooting a bird in the farm for your meal. So in a place like I came from in California, in Oakland, California, lots of people die from gun violence. Lots of people I know have been involved in being held up or threatened with a gun. And so I don't ever understand why somebody wants to own a gun or why the politicians would like allow people to own guns or why there would be any resistance toward controlling guns, because that's the main use of guns in my experience. Laws should be written to apply to where they meant to be applied to. So you wouldn't have the same law in Oakland, California, where every single gun I've ever heard of is a scary idea. It makes me like fearful for my life. But the difference when you're like up in the middle of like, Montana and people own guns to shoot, like stuff to eat at night, it's a completely different thing. So like people who want to make those two things the same, it's like it's just to me it's just a trick to put those two things together. They're completely different issues, and so where I come from, like if there were no guns, life would be so much better for so many more people. There'd be less violence, there'd be less crime, there'd be less like horrible, tragic moments where young people get killed, and in the country they can have their own laws about how they manage the rifles that they use to shoot birds with. It should be a completely different thing in my mind.
How's your opinion about the gun control?